What is going on, guys? I know it's been a little while, but today we're not going to be working on the Conquest or the 1G or anything like that. Today we're going to be putting, we're not going to be putting an exhaust. We're going to be fixing the exhaust on XR. So the problem is the exhaust system that I put on here is a Megan Racing kit that I put on in high school, and it's gone all the way through college. And the baffles are kind of shot in the muffler itself, but I really don't give a rip about that. The biggest problem is it's cracking in the middle, and it has a couple of times. I don't know with the way that we installed it, if it doesn't have enough expansion, like room to grow or what, but I've got some pieces with some 2.5-inch stainless and a new resonator or straight through muffler that's gonna go in the center. And so we're gonna see if that fixes our issue and keeps the thing from rattling and falling apart and sounding like a tractor. Let's go. So this is what we've got right here. It's a Total Flow Amazon straight through muffler. As you can see, it's not too big, it's pretty small. It's gonna fit right where we need it. Straight through, just gonna tune the exhaust a little bit, I hope. And then we have a single V-band that's gonna go on there. I don't know which end it's gonna go on yet or where, but you'll kind of see the pieces when we get the exhaust off of the car. So here's the exhaust system. It's an old Megan Racing kit. It's so filthy right now, the whole car is. You can see it's not really hanging that level. Yeah, it's not too far off. It just needs to be moved up a little bit. But as you can see, it's a big old log muffler. Goes all the way back to the 2. And this is an 02, so we had to cut the valence out when we first installed it. But the problem is up there. The resonator, and I'll show you my horrible patch job that I did last summer that I knew probably wouldn't last. Let me show you all what this sounds like running right now with the cracked exhaust and everything. Now I'm not going to leave it running very long because I don't want it to get too hot, but it doesn't sound too bad right now because it's not warm yet. Right there, that opens up and it's bad. You see all that garbage? Woo, it's bad. And then that clamp, oh my gosh, you gotta get rid of that. We're gonna do that today though. So it's really, you can't notice it until it gets really hot. But I mean, it literally sounds like the exhaust system is about to fall out from under it when it gets really warm, like after about a 20-minute drive, or because I drive about 30 minutes to work every day. So let's see what we find when we rip it apart. It's got a pretty big crack in it. One thing I've learned about exhaust parts, and I really don't obey this at all, but if you want longevity from any kind of exhaust bits, you pay real money for it. Like you see those kits that are like, you know, $1,200 for, you know, your Honda Civic and stuff like that. Half the time they're worth it. If you're not going straight pipe, then you probably need to spend some money on high quality muffler, high quality resonators, and high quality cats. Who runs cats? I don't know. I actually have one on this car. Yeah, have one. You know, it's like one of those little itty bitty shorty high flow ones. But you spend the money, it'll probably last. If you don't spend the money, don't expect it to be a 7-year or a 10-year kind of muffler operation. It's probably going to be every other year replacing it, even in the South. 1, 2, 3. Now I've got most of the exhaust removed, per se. Well, I've got the muffler disconnected. Right there you can see, so I'm about to take that middle section out. But I always miss hearing this thing without a muffler, so we're gonna start it up real quick and see what it actually sounds like. I need to put a cutout on this thing so I can get that every single day when I want it. But it is very annoying to drive without a muffler. I'm not that kind of guy. I kind of have to have some kind of deadening. I just broke my friggin' handle. It pulled the thread straight out of it. All right, here is the ugly. I'm gonna preface this with, this thing has broken, fractured over here a bunch of times, and there's a bunch of patch welding done, and the welding is not good, and I'm not a good welder, but this does not reflect on my dad or anybody like that, because my dad's actually a good welder. I just suck at it because I haven't spent a lot of time doing it. But here's what we're working with. So I need to get this apart. This is where I use that U-bolt, some galvanized steel and stainless right there, so it's kind of rusting a little bit. I need to get this apart and pull this out so I can reuse this piece here. Now, the whole reason that I took this apart is not because it looks like absolute crap and is just cobbled together. See, it's actually pretty uniform all the way back. Got really nice welding to here. But that right there, this thing was about to break in half, which I've had one of these do that before. Cheap, Amazon, like 30 bucks. It worked for about a year. And I just noticed that I put new hangers in this thing, and they're almost busted too. This one's completely busted. So, don't know what I'm gonna do about that one. Probably gonna doctor up some way of keeping those things happy for a while. I don't wanna buy new ones because they just break. So the makeshift hangers that I ended up building worked really well, but they were super harsh in the cabin, so I ended up just buying some new ones anyways. We're about to start mocking up, putting our total flow muffler, or straight through muffler slash resonator, on the back here. So let's see how this goes. The whole goal of redoing this exhaust was to kind of make it more bulletproof than it actually was, because it was complete garbage back here. But obviously I probably got a couple of motor mounts that need to be replaced eventually and stuff like that. Poor Billy. Oh, bud. Come here. Hey, buddy. Are you hungry? You want food? So this is my piece. I've welded the V-band on here already. So this is going to be my adjustment. I'm going to put it in there, and this is the distance that I'm going to adjust, and then I'm going to tack it wherever it needs to be, and then try to get it as square as possible so the V-bands will mesh and everything will seal up, and we'll go from there. So let's see what we can do. It's already getting dark. I hate the winter time because of that. I do love the cold, but it just gets dark so soon. All right, as my hair gets crazier, the exhaust system is test fitted and tacked, and so all I got to do is take it back out and pull it all out. But here, let me just give you all a little bit of a glimpse. I'm so tired of getting under this freaking car. So here's the exhaust system, goes all the way up. That's where the V-band goes, and then it goes around the corner and out the back. It's all kind of loose right now because I already loosened it up from tacking everything in place. But that little total flow muffler fit perfectly in place. quiet her down just a little bit more. Hopefully just more tonal things than quiet. I mean, this is straight through muffler. They don't do much as far as actual quiet and everything down. But let's get out of here, get this thing welded up and reinstalled so I can just drive this thing in the morning. The thing is all burned in and welded up, so we're gonna slam it in the car and then adjust our tailpipe so it's all level like. So let's get it in there. Alright guys, the exhaust system is hooked up. Everything is tight. Gonna look down through there. I'm not gonna show y'all everything super close up because I really need to work on my welding skills and I'm not proud of them. But I've never had one of my own personal welds break. That was weird. I've never had one of my own personal welds break. I've only had one of these little pretty little dime welds that I've seen on actually on the stock exhaust that I bought. Of course, the exhaust is not that, you know, fancy or whatever. But let's start it up and see what it sounds like. It should be quiet, really quiet. It's a big old muffler. Leaking. That makes me so happy. We might have a little exhaust leak up near the turbo, but I don't give a rip about that. I'm just glad I'm not afraid of the thing falling apart on the highway. That's sick. All right, guys. Well, that's all you need right there. If you want to fix your muffler, the most expensive part is finding a place to use a welder. Thank goodness my dad has one. So, all right guys, it's been about a week since I finished up the exhaust and I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of a look at what it sounds like. The muffler has a couple baffles going bad in it, I think, but here's what it sounds like. Alright guys, so like I said before, basically what you need to do to fix your broken exhaust is buy good parts, decent parts, not the best parts, have a welder and learn a little bit about welding, and be prepared to fit, refit, and then do it over again when you do it wrong the first time. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Paw Paw Speed Shop. We're gonna get this thing, its exhaust system dialed eventually. It's got an exhaust leak up toward the turbo, hoping it's not an exhaust manifold. I think it's just a downpipe gasket. That goes bad in this thing every once in a while, but we will see you guys next time. Turns out that the downpipe gasket was fine, and it was the downpipe flange itself that had failed. I bought some new hangers because the makeshift ones I made were garbage, and as you can hear here, yeah, look at that hole. Man, we needed to TIG weld that up. I actually tried, but the elder guru came in and saved my butt because I absolutely suck at TIG welding, and he welded that thing up for me, and it's good to go now. All right, let's see what blows up. Everything's accounted for.